team group finally comes to a conclusion. We're at the 30th of June, Air Defence Stadium, the capital of Egypt, Cairo, for South Africa against Zambia. The permutations relatively clear for both sides. Victory a must to ensure qualification for the next round. A draw could be enough, but given the fact hosts Egypt are playing against pointless Tanzania, if they were to win as expected, it certainly means there is little room for error. And as he steps off the team bus, and Sika Raymond Mdaka leading out the young South Africans, who at the moment sit second in the table after their painful defeat against the hosts in their opener. They have won their last two. A narrow victory over Tanzania was followed by a thumping victory over Sierra Leone. Asheni, Rapu, a Malanga double, making it a real moment of celebration. But can they finish the job against a Zambia side without a goal in 90 minutes? That's only because the one and only goal in a vital victory over Tanzania was from the penalty spot in 101st minute. Deep into stoppage time, Zambia have given themselves a huge chance of advancing. So Sierra Leone, the only side who are guaranteed their place in the knockout phase. They've played their 4 matches, so they sit back and relax and wait to see where they will finish in the table. Given the fact that they will, in Group A, have enough points to be one of the 2 best third-place teams, the top 3 in the group will progress. The question is, which 3 teams will it be? Who will join Sierra Leone, DR Congo, Nigeria, Senegal, Morocco, and Ghana in the quarterfinals?
For those who love it, those who support it, and those who play it, Orange is here. Orange, proud sponsor of African football.
Here, we're known for our sense of service. It's all about finding ways to support you. Day after day, doing everything we can to be useful and providing energy in all its forms. Everywhere, every time, all across the continent.
So as the 2 teams line up, so much at stake. Zambia with just the 1 goal, and yet still very much in the fight, given the fact they are still undefeated. South Africa have been beaten, but 2 victories have put them in pole position. A point would be enough for them to advance. But of course, that's easier said than done. But first off, the national anthems of South Africa and Zambia. Well, you can see the tension on the face of Aaron Piri. Zambia know it's likely win or bust, as they would expect Egypt to defeat pointless and goalless Tanzania, but you never know. Anything other than that could send both these sides through. So just the two changes from Nseka, Raymond Mdaka. In comes Langaele Pili, which allows Neo Rapu to move back into left back, having been pushed forward with Sabia, having started in their last match day. And also on the other flank, Kutelwana Letoaku coming in for very impressive April. And Shaquille April is one of three players at risk of missing the quarterfinals with a booking. Thailand and Sefiso Timba and Lee Asheni at risk. Suges Kokora taking charge of this one as Rapu prepares to swap souvenirs with Joseph Sabobo Banda, the only player to score for Zambia. The FC Zurich man smashing in that deep into stoppage time penalty that has given them a huge opportunity to advance. VAR, as ever, keeping a watchful eye. So South Africa coming off the back of a thumping 4-1 win. Zambia making two changes from the side that finally overcame Tanzania. In comes Bonfa Neseo Piri up top. And he's joined by club teammate in Georgia Lokomotiv Tbilisi's Frank Kirakesi. Just the one player in the starting 11 who could be missing the quarterfinals with a booking. Happy Nsiku, Emmanuel Mutali and Elia Mandanji, the others on Boyd Mowanda's bench. So trying to keep their cool under the gaze of the cameras. South Africa's Raymond Mdaka. And opposite him, Boyd Mwanda. Everything that's gone before, irrelevant. It's here and now. The winner will be guaranteed going through. A point would be enough for South Africa. South Africa against Zambia for a place in the quarterfinals of the Under-20 AFCON here in Egypt 2025. Early opportunity taking on Mafundo Vilakazi, certainly showing plenty of gumption. The Amajita number 10 wasn't troubling Levison Banda. Happy Nsiku, one player out in the starting 11 for Zambia that a booking would mean he'd miss the quarter-final if the junior Chipolo Polo do advance. But South Africa certainly starting off as favourites. But will the fact they can avoid defeating go through, play with their minds? Or will they be able to focus on pushing to try and win the match? Of course, South Africa started off this tournament really depressing mode. Not just the 1-0 defeat to the hands of Egypt. It was the fact they lost their centre-back and captain to a very serious-looking injury, Aseko Tiwani. And it's Neo Rapu wearing the armband today. He was able to let that run though to Fletcher Lowe. Goalkeeper for the Amajita, the only player who plies his trade outside of South Africa. Well, Zambia have a nice mix of players playing abroad, particularly their captain, Joseph Sabobo Banda, in Switzerland with FC Zurich. A couple of players in Spain, as well as mentioned, Fanseo Piri and Frank Kireshe playing their trade. Lokomotiv Tbilisi in Georgia. And here is one of them, Frank Kireshe, with a dangerous looking ball in. Free kick given in favor of goalkeeper Fletcher Lowe, but it certainly looks like both players coming off not too well in the challenge. Joseph Sabobo remaining down. Keeper got there first. Clean punch. The FC Zurich man with his eyes on the ball, ending up getting a clattering. Looks like Fletcher Lowe's come off the better. A little bit more concern for Zambia's only goal scorer at this under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. A sore way to start. It's the clip of the heads, really, that will have them concerned. Supporters doing their best to make themselves heard. Thankfully, it looks like Joseph Sabobo has just re-entered the field as we see him there, just passing Neo Rapu, the two captains of their respective nations. Played back by Saviwe Kwali. Tylon Smith happy to take the physical pressure from Fanseo Piri, showing plenty of calm and composure. Big defender playing his trade with Stellenbosch, along with the man on the ball, his teammate Ngele Pili. One of two to return to the starting 11.
No.
Well, a handoff there from Charles Buyoya. Referee happy to let play rage on. There was no overreaction from the South African player. All down the line to chase. Good strength from Piri. That's a loose one from David Simukonda. Well won by Sabobo. Well positioned. And now Kireshe. But well read for Tyler, or Tylon Smith. Cheeky wee nutmeg. Sabobo thankfully seeming okay after his clash with Fletcher Lowe. So this is the 9th time South Africa have been at a under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Their first was in 1997 in Morocco. And the Amajita finished with a silver medal, still their best finish to date. Their first qualification since the 2019 edition in Niger. For Zambia, they have been regular contributors through the years. champions on home soil in 2017. They failed to get out of the group stage the previous edition here in Egypt 2 years ago. They're looking to make up for that, but a lack of communication. But Sabobo didn't give up on it, and he has one inside a corner.
Set up!
A cry for a setup. South Africa desperately try and keep their focus, as does Fletcher Lowe, who may have seemed a little less shaken by the clash with Sabobo. Maybe just looking a little uncomfortable. Ball swung in. That's another good punch from Lowe. South Africa try and look on the counter. Lee Asheni thought about an early ball. Now he clips a really intelligent pass. South Africa in on goal, and they are ahead. A phenomenal attack from one end to the other. Zambia want an offside flag that has not been raised. And the Amajita, like a cheetah, roar into the lead in a break of great speed and quality. Kutwano Letoaku was picked out by Asheni. Vilakazi, the man in the middle, to shift the ball on. And a great bit of composure and finish. The Mamelodi Sundowns man on the mark after Asheni and Vilakazi combined to set him on his way as the Amajita look to be on their way to the quarterfinals. A spectacular start inside 10 minutes. 19-year-old Letelaku has already been making his mark in the South African Championship as Amajita go top of Group A, and Zambia at the moment are crashing out. That's because Egypt themselves already with an early lead against Tanzania. It's already looking an uphill struggle. But Zambia certainly have time on their side. So Sharaf scoring just a minute before the goal of Kutwano Letelaku. Well, they started the match with more goals on the bench than on the field, with just Asheni and Rapu having netted, but now it's equaled up from Letelaku. Malangu having come off the bench to score a brace to really bolster the scoreline against Sierra Leone. Shaquille April as well, who's been very impressive, but showing their strength in depth. But now Zambia look for a way back in, and they've found it in quick neck time. Their first goal in open play at this Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations. Bonifacio Piri was in the right place at the right time, and he wasn't about to miss. Well, a stunning start to the match here in Cairo. Dynamic running It was a good ball. It was an even better step over. But look at the charge of David Amansenya, the Leganes player, whipping in the pass. It was left for Piri, and he poked it past Fletcher Lowe. 2 goals in a matter of minutes. It's 1-1 in Cairo. Well, they've struggled for goals throughout the tournament. But after scoring a penalty deep into stoppage time, they've now scored early from open play. But it's not enough for Zambia, with Egypt winning. South Africa, thanks to their thumping win over Sierra Leone, would finish top of the standings with this point currently. Now they have that little bit of fear, because if Zambia were to go ahead, that would mean Anajita would be heading out. Just 13 minutes played. It's already a fascinating watch. Be easy to get stage fright or freeze up. But both these sides look red hot and ready to trade blow for blow. Pili. 2 white shirts facing him, but he goes back to the captain, Rapu. Trying to fire it back into Pili. Zola Maku. And now some excitement, Joseph Sabobo down the line, but Piri bounced by Smith. It's a bit of a knock. Young defender. Did so well to step across, block the striker's path. Charles Boyoya, hit short there. Whitson Banda got there first. It's a challenge that's brought the referee's attention. Just treading on the top of the boot of Whitson Banda. A little bit late there from Gaire Pile. Poor ball, cleared away, but a bit of header tennis. Most of the possession for South Africa, but Zambia really starting to grow into the contest, responding so well to going behind. Remembering it's the first goal Zambia have conceded at this under-20 AFCON. While they haven't been scoring goals, they also haven't been conceding. Clip ball finds Pili. Seen a lot of the ball in these early stages. Might have a go himself. Fires in. Struck with venom, but not the accuracy needed. Did so well, and it was a great run to create space. Although Leah Shenny, not sure he saw it as a ghost run. Wasn't happy he didn't receive the ball. Well, highly entertaining first 60 minutes. Let's hope it continues. Asheni lays it off for Pili, able to take it in his stride. Makes a bit of room. Drives it across, but there's no one in the box because Asheni, in particular, was just behind him. Sometimes needing to survey the situation, make better decisions. That's all part of the learning process. Two teams who have plenty of pace and trickery. So far making for a great watch. Into the near post, but no golden shirts there to receive. Chance to spread the play. Zambia look for a way to hit the front. Brilliant ball and into the box. David Simukonda cuts back. That's a vital block. How many Amachita bodies got themselves in the way when it seemed to be wide open for the midfielder? Ball to the back post. Got up well, but Joseph Sabobo could only head wide. This was the ball clipped over into the path of Vilakazi. What a great pick out though, unselfishly to Letaraku. And then knee. And then the finish. But Zambia struck back to level the affair. Took them just 4 minutes to do so. Asheni trying to close down Levison Banda. Brings kindly for Aaron Piri. Mbemba spreads it to Frank Kiesi. Has support from Kiesi. It's a wonderful ball, but low. Read the flight of the ball. So Timba. It's about taking it for a run and then thinks better of it. Rapu. Kwali. Spreads out onto the right flank. Oh, clash off the ball. Referee takes interest. Asheni's down holding his face. Doesn't look like it's going to be anything particularly serious. You can just see Happy Nsiku just trying to block the movement of the number 9. Waiting to see if potentially any cards coming out. This was a phenomenal run from Amansenya. Step over was terrific that allowed Piri to poke home. Zambia back in it. So one apiece. A match that Zambia must win. South Africa lost the lead. They're still in pole position to finish top of the group. Well, the stress and strain for two coaches. Rapu leans into Piri. Now can launch it forward. Asheni Did well to try and win it off Banda, Whitson. Ultimately, Zambia took the ball out, but they can keep a hold of it. Just trying to slow it down a little, South Africa. Zola Maku wants back from Tylon Smith, but he saw the pressure from Zambia. Little slip from Leshe. Rapo, really good strength. Tries to feed it down to Philly. And now South Africa could be in again. Oh, but just rushing. Vilakazi maybe had a little bit more time than he thought, the number 10. Just a missed kick. And he's trying to feed it inside. Lovely ball in behind. Frank Kilesi has a chance to get it onto his favoured left. Digs out across, but Tylon Smith in the way. And that's a frustration. Kilesi is just trying to block it out and try and win the corner. Free kick's gone against him. Rapu. Not sure if he'll need any treatment. But this is the run. Look how he just shifts his body weight and then absolutely piles away from Timber. Has a look up. Low ball. Not sure if the dummy was meant or if it was a missed opportunity to shoot, given the benefit of the doubt. And Piri there to wipe out South Africa's lead. Uyoya and Whitson Banda in conversation with the coaching staff. For the moment looking relatively relaxed. A long way from panic stations. Of course, the longer Zambia hunt the lead, the more stressful it will become the longer the match wears on. Long ball, just trying to pick it out, Piri, but ball had already drifted out. Ball down the line from Rapu. One off Piri, but he did well to win it back, just under a bit of pressure. Chilesi making sure he wasn't going to launch it long.
Okay. Don't stay out of the block. One up.
Flick there from Asheni. Loose from Timber. And now Joseph Sabobo. Leteraku, the goal scorer for South Africa, felt he played it off Sabobo. Not so, says the linesman. Looks like a long throw is about to be launched. Senya already having created one. Can only find the head of Tylon Smith. Maku. Asheni down the line. Number 9 does well enough to make sure he doesn't lose possession totally. Just slipped slightly though. He was trying to protect it. Smith on to defensive partner Nkawali. Rapu. The way back to low to restart. Big defender looking long. Asheni on the move. The ball holds up. Fires it into the sky. He will win his side a corner. So these sides knowing each other so well. Oh, the save pushed out into a dangerous area. There was not many gold shirts in his way, but Mbanda got enough on it, but now Rapu launches it back in. Zambia just can't get a hold of it. Asheni can only find touch. Well, these two have played off against each other many a times. The last time was in the COSAFA Under-20 Championship final, of which South Africa won by 2-0, as both these sides qualified for this tournament. Prior to that, it'd been 5 years since they'd met. Once again in the COSAFA, Zambia winning 3-0. In fact, that was a run of 3 straight victories for Zambia.
Guys, let's when we lose the ball, let's get into them.
The last time they faced off an Under-20 Africa Cup of Nations, it was when Zambia went on to lift the title. A 1-0 victory that was earned in extra time in the semi-finals. Chilufai'a, the 109th minute, for Zambia then defeated Senegal 2-0 as the young Lions of Teranga were runners-up 3 editions in a row before finally lifting the title for the first time in 2023. Mbanda pleading his case. See this back as went up against Fundo Virakazi. Kazi winning the header, and then through came Mbanda. I don't think it helps the defender's case that his hands were pushing through. Number 10, South Africa down. Thankfully it doesn't seem out. Just gracefully bruising past the defense. The presence of mind to look up. You can see maybe it wasn't going to be a shot, maybe he was trying to flick it towards Piri. In the end, it worked out for the best. So Rapu looking to launch long as Vilakazi remains on the sidelines waiting to re-enter the action. Bailey on this right-hand flank. Loses out though, and Joseph Sabobo tries to clip it down the line, but it's well blocked by Maku. Shepherded. Kilamina on to Direshe. Midfielder continued on and took on return pass, but his shot didn't really have much venom to worry Fletcher Lowe. Asheni a really good challenge from Amansenya. Amansenya, just 17 years of age. As part of the under-17 side at the CAF Championship, which he played against South Africa. Zambia coming from 2-0 down, only to lose by 3-2. That occasion, they were bottom of Group B. Don't want to miss out again. Certainly plenty of support. Chereshe trying to switch it to his captain, but it doesn't reach. Twisting and turning Letalaku. Vilakazi returns. Asheni, good advantage from the referee as Pili lines it up, but it won't dip enough. Happy to cut back onto his favourite right foot. Plenty of the goal to aim at, Pili. Couldn't find his mark. So 2 goals in the opening 12 minutes. Both sides have sharpened up defensively since. The flag stays down. Chance to take a touch and have a look. Piri lifts it long, too long. Sabobo keeps it in. Goes first time with the cross. Amansenya can't find a teammate. Twisting and turning, Aaron Piri. Is the bounce gonna beat Chereshe? The answer, yes. Just over 10 minutes plus stoppage time for the half-time break. Meaning 1-1 here. Egypt still leading by 1-0, which spells trouble for Zambia. Nakazi doesn't need to be refereeing the match. He can leave that to modest Richard Kokora of Côte d'Ivoire. Aaron Piri certainly not too clever, right in front of the referee. Chance to deliver from deep. Tyler Smith certainly a fine target. He made the move, but it was favouring Levis Mbanda. Well, 2 terrific goals. Otherwise, it's been a tight affair since. Asheni once again on the move. It's a really great ball, just held up on the pitch a little. Asheni able to reel it in. Ball bobbling all over the place. Recovered in Rapu. Out to Vilakazi. Stepping in to clear Charles Buyoya can't get much on it. Lovely play down the flank, just too much on the back heel for Billy. Nice ball inside from Kielese. There's a bit of space here for Sabo. Loose ball though from the captain. And there's a tug back from Simakonda. The good strength and skill from Billy. Shetty does so well to keep it in. Thought about the big switch instead. Goes short to Maku. Tylon Smith. Lapu. The line, but that's easily cut out, and it's a nice one that falls for Zambia. Now driving is Frank Kielese into the box, but he slips at the worst possible moment. Gives away a free kick. Well, it's unfortunate. There's no malice as he swung for the ball, but completely missed it. Careered into Saviwe Nkawale. Just riding his studs on the top of the ball. This was the opening goal. Magic quality, a triangle of triumph that put the Amajita ahead. Zambia striking back with a trilogy of their own. And we're all square. The Amajita have shown an ability to score a fair few, and that one's a very cheeky one. Not sure how much Billy meant it, but it looked like it could have snuck in. Levison Banda had to get down sharply, whether it's the keeper or the post first. Certainly heard a bit of a clunk. And certainly taking no chances. Vilakazi looking for Tylon Smith, but it's really good defensive header. Billy wins it back. Good strength. Clips it in to the back post. Vilakazi waits on it, and then it's not worth the wait. Very poor swing of the boot. That's asking too much. Kielese playing it to neither of his teammates. And now Simakonda clearing his lines was Nkwali before the rest of the Amajita complained to the referee. Zambia get on with things. Simbanda, low cross, clear to the near post. Sasheni. Well, that's a little naughty. Sasheni fouled. And Charles Buyoya. A little bit naughty in the second challenge, as we see the referee showing he's ability to try and get himself out of the way, but Hugo Modeste Kokora just stumbling over it. Kept his feet though, good balance. Joseph Sabobo Banda goes for goal, low away, but could only find Kielese, who should have done better. Wasn't great goalkeeping. Pushing it out into a dangerous area. Wasn't the most stunning strike from Sabobo. Chilese had Rapu in his way. Still should have at least made the defender block it if he hit the target. Instead, wastefully wide. Big chance gone. That's a really good ball though. Vilakazi shifts it to Pili, who returns it. And again, the final finish not there. He's had a number of chances. 19-year-old of the Kaiser Chiefs has scored a couple of top-flight goals in South Africa. The last of those in mid-January. His last goal came in a Kaiser Chiefs Cup win over Stellenbosch. Then the Chiefs continued their fine run with a victory over Mamelodi Sundowns back in mid-April. Ball swung in. Goal kick before Lowe got to it. So the Kaiser Chiefs beating Mamelodi Sundowns in the semi-finals. They'll meet Orlando Pirates in the final. Of course, Orlando Pirates heartbreakingly knocked out to the CAF Champions League semi-finals. Mamelodi Sundowns will face off against the Egyptians in the two-legged affair later this month. Of course, Kaiser Chiefs having beaten Stellenbosch earlier in the season. They too fell a croppers to Simba in the Confederations Cup. Simba facing off against Rocket champions Berkane. A lot of these players are either making inroads or knocking at the door at their parent clubs. They're getting to that age where they really start needing to be playing top-flight football. The question is, can they find the space and the time to make sure their development isn't curtailed? Tournaments like this so vital for those who do make the grade at the senior level. Zambia making inroads. It's another loose pass. South Africa now try and break out. Fiso Timba. South Africa just taking a bit of sting out of it. Just the 2 minutes added on, the stoppage time. All things square. While the result suits South Africa, they're certainly not in a comfortable position. So 1-1 here in Cairo. It's 1-0 to Egypt in the match taking place at the Suez Canal Stadium. They've not given up hope. Still a second half for Zambia to cause a shock and knock South Africa out. That's unless Tanzania cause a shock against the host Egypt. Could yet see both sides go through. Sierra Leone already advancing. Just waiting for their final Group A position. As we We wait for the final two sides to join them. DR Congo, Morocco, Ghana, Nigeria, and defending champion Senegal. We've already got one official quarterfinal, Nigeria against Senegal. All four quarterfinals will be played on May 12th, and they will also form as qualifiers for the 2025 FIFA Under-20 World Cup. It's the shot on target there, hammed down by Levison Banda. While he throws out, we've passed 2-minute mark, 3 in total in fact. So the final 60 seconds or so, we thought. The end of a first half that burst into life. Letolaku finishing a brilliant team break from the Amajita from one end to the other. But it was cancelled out just 4 minutes later. David Amansenya with a driving running cross that was dummied. And Bonifacio Piri would prod in. South Africa, as things stand, are going to finish top of Group A, above Sierra Leone thanks to their better head-to-head record. Egypt winning against Tanzania. That means, as things are, Zambia are crashing out, but they have a second half to try and right the wrongs. They remain unbeaten in this competition. Now can they go on and secure a famous victory and a place in the knockout phase? So the halftime break, all square. South Africa, their best finish at a under-20 AFCON was second in '97. Zambia, the 2017 champions. At the moment, it's the Amajita who have the edge in terms of qualification. Zambia have to win to be secured. So a thrilling start to the match. The question will now be, will it become too taut with tension to see that kind of free-flowing football in those early stages? With the halftime break, it's South Africa 1, Zambia 1. Well, it was crunch time in Group A. South Africa knew that avoiding defeat would see them through. Zambia had to win unless Egypt slipped up against Tanzania. But what a start this was. Lee Asheni with a brilliant ball to Vilakazi, and a lovely touch and finish from Letolaku. Wonderful touch and pass, equally so from the number 11. Composure and the finish from the Mamelodi Sundowns player. And yet, David Amansenya with a lung-bursting run down the left, put it in. It was missed at the near post, but maybe just left for Bonifacio Piri. And the locomotive Tbilisi forward was not going to miss his opportunity. A first goal from open play from Zambia, coming just 4 minutes after they fell behind. David Simukonda starting the move, and then on hand, whether he missed or left it, either way, Piri finished. Well, that was a stunning start to the match. Tension grew as both defences kept the attacks at bay. 1-1 at the break, with all to play for in the second half. Well, welcome back ahead of a mighty second half that will determine the final positions for Group A. Who is staying? Who will go? At the moment, it's the Amajita in the golden shirts who are going through top of the group. Even with a draw would be enough, given the fact that they are points clear of Egypt no matter what they do, and having beaten Sierra Leone by 4-1 in their last outing, they will be above them on the head-to-head record. The one thing that can change it, that's if Zambia are victorious. And 4, and then in green, it's a question of whether they win or Tanzania produce a shock against Egypt. 0 for possible, with the Pharaohs only with a goal advantage over Tanzania at the break. But for the junior Chipolo Polo, they won't want to allow their future to be defined by anyone else. They want to grasp it. As it looks like a change on the foot for South Africa. And it's the goal scorer, Leta Aku, who is headed off. And heading on is Patrick Otata, the Cape Town City midfielder. Just 19 minutes of action. He comes on to take the armband off Neo Rapu. It's been shared out somewhat since the first match injury to Aseko Tewani. Captain seeing his tournament over. But not yet for the Amajita. That's unless Zambia can hit back and win the game. For the moment, Letalaku has scored and now headed off. South Africa maybe looking to provide a little bit more stability, as they know Zambia are going to have to throw everything at them in search of a winner, unless they get some good news from Suez. Late challenge there from Joseph Sabobo. Free kick, early doors for South Africa. Vilakazi in the touch there, and then just bumping into Sabobo. Certainly going to take a shot of fury to score from here. More likely a delivery looking for the head of the likes of Asheni. So Vilakazi, having won the free kick, is over this as Asheni looks to get some movement. Was struck for a goal, but straight into the wall. Vilakazi, a neat and tidy player, but despite setting up Letalaku, his shots really have lacked quality. He's had opportunities to put South Africa back in front. Asheni, he's the big striker, but finding him on the wing. And he's left fuming because Sabobo gets the decision. Did look like it came back off then South African number 9. We'll see here. There you go. That's why we have the officials and not an honesty policy. In fairness to Asheni, might not be fully aware, but amazingly it has been overturned. Controversy here. The ball swung in to the back post. File. Shot from distance, but over the top. Well, Patrick Otata doing a Mokoena impression full South African international. Huge threat from distance, and Tata certainly showed a similar aptitude, just wouldn't come down. Great battling from Sabobo, couldn't really afford to lose the ball there. And Senya. That's a short ball. Billy couldn't take it, but enough to see South Africa win the throw. Smith gives and then steps back to receive. The ball drops over the head of Vilakazi. Couldn't do much with that. Long throw down the line. It's bobbling all over the place, and Vilakazi once again getting a bunting. It's not for the first time. He got a couple of whacks in the first half, already a few in this. Not really that smart from the in that sense, oddly named Happy in Siku. He certainly won't be happy. The fact that if Zambia do progress, he will miss the quarterfinals. Vilakazi showing his displeasure. Happy in Siku. He'll hope that he is sitting out of the quarterfinals. It'll mean there's a chance for Zambia to qualify for the Under-20 FIFA World Cup, of which we've been a part of on numerous occasions. This is Rapu. The ball flicked onto the back post, but coming off a Zambia head. Tylon Smith electing to let it fall behind. South Africa having withdrawn Latalaku. A bit more solidity with Patrick Otata. And yet, knocking at the door, what would be a vital restoration of their lead. Junior Chipolo Polo have to remain strong in repelling them, and they've done so. The fine header away. Fiso Timba seeing his headed effort bouncing off the turf, but in the way was Bonafanceo Piri. Timba looking to be a threat again. Really good ball swung in. The finger is near, but it was Otata who had a huge opportunity. The ball falling ideally for him, stooped for it and headed over. A huge opportunity comes and goes. Zambia haven't really awoken the start of the second half, under severe pressure. They cannot afford to fall behind. They have hit back already, and it just took them 4 minutes to do so after falling behind after 8 minutes. In the second half, it's only going to be far more difficult to try and get what would then be the 2 goals they need to win the game. As it stands, Zambia join Tanzania, Tunisia, Kenya, Central African Republic as failing to escape the group stage. Tunisia have been hopeful that DR Congo and Ghana would have won their final games, but when Senegal defeated the Congolese, that saw them out, given the makeup of Group A. The moment Dakar will see his Amajita boys hit into the quarterfinals, top of Group A, unless Zambia can find a winner. And when they finished second in Morocco in '97, South Africa had lost their first game. They're hoping it's a good omen in terms of reaching another under-20 AFCON final, having lost on the opening match day to host Egypt. Bounced back with 2 victories. The draw at the moment, a good result, but it's a precarious situation. Maku feeds it to Vilakazi. Good ball to find Asheni. Number 9 though wants to do a bit more work in the box. Wants to be on the end of something. But that strike was direct from a very direct player. Ngaile Pili certainly is getting closer. This one whiskers away. Getting away from Buboya. Just snucking past Levis Mbanda's post. So another Piri heading on. As Mina heads off. So Aaron and Bonafanseo Piri being joined on the pitch by namesake Pascal. Now a chance as it's flicked to Vilakazi. Wouldn't quite reach him though. It does now on the left foot. Well blocked by Buyoya. Aaron Piri Mbemba trying to win that midfield battle. Quick throw to Sabobo. It runs for Timba. I would have wanted to get a little more distance on that. Here comes the substitute, Pascal Piri. Lovely ball, slicing through the Amajita defence. South Africa now having to do a bit of defending. First time really in this second half as we edge towards the hour mark. Here is Bonafanseo Piri. Ball launched in, but it's an easy take for Lowe. Vilakazi seeing so much of the ball. Number 10 plays inside to Otata. Maku feeds it on. That's given away. Sabobo on the run. But that is just brilliant defending from Tyrone Smith. Clear-headed and able to let it run for a goal kick. Well, it's taken them until this final match day to score from open play. They desperately need another goal. Clip down the line. Twisting and turning. Lovely football. Smith gets his head to it. On his weaker side, Nakazi slices out, but it could have been more dangerous. And Senya down the line, wants it back. Well, it didn't reach intended recipient, Sabobo, but they keep possession nonetheless. Now the left back switches it to the right. Chance to strike from outside the area, but it is way, way away for Pascal Pieri. Lovely footwork though before from the substitute. Left it for David Simukonda. Izasheni. Falls for Vilakazi. Such a low percentage opportunity. There were two Amajita in the box. Pascal Pieri looking to punish South Africa at the other end. See much of Lemo Kekana. He's left behind a lovely attempt of a reverse ball, but it falls kindly back to Pascal Pieri. Low ball in. It's the other Pieri who's found his captain. And that is a horror effort from Joseph Sabobo. Well, he's had 7 substitute appearances for FC Zurich this season in the Swiss Super League. He has scored 1 goal, the 19-year-old. Came back in early August, having netted that nerveless 101st minute penalty against Tanzania. You'd expect so much better from him. Pascal Pieri certainly has made a difference. Certainly given Rapu plenty to think about. He's been heavily involved. Of course, it was his pass that ultimately opened the door for Letelaku. It remains all square. Looking for a little bit of magic down the line. Simukonda was hoping it would run through, but Neo Rapu fully focused, well positioned. Just passing the hour mark. Bit early for Zambia to throw everything at South Africa. That is a painful way to take the pressure off. As the clock ticks on, Zambia are going to have to go all out. They certainly, no disrespect, won't be laying their hopes at the doors of Tanzania. They've struggled in what is a hugely competitive Group A. Tyler Smith again, so strong against Abobo, gets help. Asheni muscled out of it. Ian Siku. Amasenya again drifts away from Vilakazi, but his cross only finds the gloves of Fletcher Lowe. Heavy touch. Really strong play from Witsembanda. Can Zambia find a way to Fletcher Lowe's goal? Hasn't been enough pressure on the Portuguese-based South African, but there might be now. Tylon Smith goes across, trying to keep tabs on Simukonda. He links up with Sabobo, who's now in space. But a vital touch from Vilakazi just sucks that momentum out of the move. Neither space. Nice slotted ball from Aaron Piri. The eventual cross, really lacking conviction. Is there bear from Witsembanda? Decides to go wide. Pascal Piri. Cries of Piri. There's plenty out there. Sabobo forced back. Space on the flank. Zambia trying to be patient. Really great defending. Sidiwe Ngwali just sticking to his man and his task. Cries from the sidelines because the result of the minute is sending Zambia home and South Africa through top dogs in Group A. Can the junior Chipolopolo flip the script? Pascal Piri knew he was offside, but leaving it didn't change the fact the flag was up. So change is coming. Tato Sabilla was one of the two to drop out of the starting 11. He played behind Neo Rapu. So we'll wait to see how they shape things up. Bringing on defender, having already brought on Patrick Otata for Letalaku. Teozu Ndaka is not wanting to take any risks, because a Zambian winner would be a sucker punch for South Africa, who need to avoid defeat to advance. Timba. Vilakaza. It just doesn't get the angle of direction right as there's further movement on the bench. Certainly would be a worry for Zambia because Tabang Alangu scored a double off the bench. And he came on against Sierra Leone. You'd imagine it's going to be a straight swap with Asheni. You never know, might have a trick up his sleeve. Ndaka. Well, they were all cheers and delights, but now the stress and strain of being into the final quarter of the match. And the reality of a Zambia exit is painfully close. So Shaquille April also coming on. So may have been, well, there he is. Did wonder where young Sabia had got to. So here's Asheni, who left the match against Sierra Leone with a goal, only to see Malangu outscoring. Vilakazi, no surprise, he's heading off as well. And Angaile Piling, who was fantastic in the first half, is certainly tired. So Asheni, they'll be happy because there's no chance of him picking up a booking and missing the quarterfinals. Heading off to be replaced by left back Tato Sabia. We'll see if he sits in front of Rapu. It looks like, as it was at the start against Sierra Leone, Rapu will push on. The number 19 will slot in at left back. There's Timber at the other end. The other side, getting another throw. Zambia free kick. They have under 20 minutes to salvage this situation for Boyd Mwanda's side. First touch for Tato Sabia. He's really taking it for a run. He gets the break of the ball. Stepping in, Aaron Piri Mbemba. Well, that's a touch off Kobololemo Kekana, and that means a corner kick for Zambia. Fletcher Lowe has not been overworked. Nice his trade with Estoril Praia in Portugal, the only player in the Amagita squad playing his trade outside of their home country. That's brilliant defending. Really sticking to his task. Azola Maku, Simukonda and Zambia start to have to really up the ante. Well, the second ball on the pitch. Just an added stoppage that Zambia could do without. Doesn't stick with Shaquille April. Otata. Most trods on the ball. Now being turned by Mpiri and Mbemba. Senya looking long. It's a good header down to Kikana. Wants it back from Smith, but instead goes to Maku. Zambia pressing, and it's coughed up the ball. But really well played by Rapu. Trying to back heel it is him and Zambia trying to form that partnership down the left flank. Smith looks long towards Malangu. Sierra Leone did brilliantly to do their hard, successful work early, given they knew they wouldn't be on the field for the final match day. Even bigger stress to have your destiny out with your control. So as much as Zambia are up against it, and mostly the clock, they do still have their destiny in their hands. Fortunately, the hands of Mpiri and Mbemba. It's giving away a free kick. Maku getting up high and early, and then just hands Mbemba on Patrick Otata. Rwanda not in agreement. Well, now heading on, Aliya Mandanji. One of two substitutes who know a booking would see him out in the quarterfinals. He's replacing Simu Konda. An attacker on for a midfielder. Needs, must. The first job, defending this set piece. As much as they need a goal, they cannot afford to concede. Well, the match started with a bang. Now one of these teams looking for a final nail in the other's coffin. It's all looking rosy for South Africa, but solitary goal could change that. Timber not happy there. Frank Kireshi having sat back a little bit once Pascal Piri came on. Timber not appreciative of the contact, as the fireworks celebrations might have gone a bit early. Cry of quick, quick, quick. Zambia need to move the ball quicker, because look at the golden shirts in their way. Now it runs nicely, trying to fashion a shot, does come. Mandanji doesn't really test Fletcher low. He gets low and smothers the ball. Certainly worked the shooting angle. Somewhat blindsided with the swing, but it was South Africa Been a little bit slack, but going unpunished. Still just the one goal that Egypt lead by in the other game. So it could yet be that both South Africa and Zambia could progress, but they'd need Tanzania to get their first goal of the competition. At the moment, though, just trying to keep South Africa at bay. It's true that Egypt came into their final match day knowing they had to win to go through, otherwise it would be South Africa and Zambia joining Sierra Leone. And then the result in this match would solely be to work out their final places. And Zambia looking to break South African hearts so well. In the end, I think it's well wide from Pascal Piri. You look at particularly the reaction of Fletcher Lowe. Sometimes the camera angle can be deceiving. But that one well wide. Too high for a cross. Too off target for a shot. The pressure, Aman Senya, great strength though, and look how he's worked his way out. Langu coming across to keep Zambia in their own half. Really smart ball out. Was initially a good touch from Cherishe. Then Buyoya had to go and fetch it. He launches long and a book's coming out. Yellow card. It's just come on, Mandanji, and what did it say? A booking would see him miss the quarterfinals. If Zambia progress, that's exactly what will happen. Hand across the face of Tylon Smith. And he, along with Happy and Siku, for similar kind of offence, are out of the quarterfinals. It may not matter, but certainly isn't a great help to Roy Moanda and the junior Chapolo. Couple of subs about to come as Zambia have to throw the kitchen sink at the Amajita. Junior Chapolo running out of time unless Tanzania could do them an almighty favour and knock out the hosts. Kikana to Sabia. It's all the way back to Fletcher Lowe, forcing Zambia to press. Hopefully for the Amajita, leave some spaces. Still Smith has to try and stretch things, but Alangu, second favourite. Buyoya. They need a spark of inspiration. Can they find it from the bench? Mumba Mwale and Emmanuel Mutale are heading on, the two strikers. Mwale from Green Buffaloes, Mutale from Nkana. Well, the captain is off. He was the hero deep into stoppage time against Tanzania. But he's sacrificed this time. And so is Aaron Piri Mbemba. Zambia in desperate need. But South Africa looking to control things. Here's the first of the substitutes, Mwale. Sees Mutale drive at April. The winger sticks to his task. Long throw coming. It's cleared away, and the back post. It never looked comfortable for Pascal Piri. The first time effort, and so it proved. Flick away from Timber, and he just stepped on it, lacking conviction. So Bo having to look on from the sidelines. Nice little exchange, puts Mwale on the ball, but when he hits it forward, Zambia give it away. South Africa just looking to play themselves through to the quarterfinals in these last 5 or so minutes. Tylon Smith away. It's not been vintage South Africa by any stretch, but they so far haven't needed to. In the end, tournament football demands different things. They need plenty of grit and determination. Make sure they see this through. Big switch from Aman Senya. Great take from Pascal Piri. Mwale. It's a bear looking attempted cross. There was a little bit of focus about it, but now it breaks. Can Zambia get a striking goal? Much better, but Pascal Piri still couldn't hit the target. Well won by Frank Chilesi. That one was trying to find the postage stamp. Instead, out without anyone being a receiver to the package. He's been bright and smart since coming on. Hasn't been able to find a golden moment. Oh, that was a tough one. Painful for Mutale. Just kept it in once it was running away from him. That's falling kindly now. Pascal Piri. The ball, unfortunately, beats him to the line. South Africa, they keep the ball, they keep top of Group A. Oh, it's a lovely ball to try and put in Shaquille April. Great visit from Malangu. Not sure the winger quite saw it. Lovely play by Shaquille April, gets a nudge. Not enough to blow the whistle. So just about 2 minutes plus stoppage time remaining Zambia produced the late show against Tanzania on match day 3. Can they do the same again to break South African hearts? Remember, South Africa have to avoid defeat to go through. The Zambia win will knock them out. And now, can Zambia create from this prime real estate of a free kick? Otata just leaning in on Mwale. And now armband wearing Amajita, can't believe it. Quite a distance out though, although it does give opportunity for power and dip. They will certainly go wild if Zambia can conjure something up. Well, is it going to be talking to, it seems, only? There's a booking for assistant of Raymond Ndaka. Pressure high because there's very little time left. It's very hard to turn from trying to see out a game to trying to score. Well, Kakana also picking up a booking. Stress and strain being felt. Mangu being switched. It's all passion and fear and perspiration. 90 minutes clocked up, but we're going to have at least a reasonable amount of stoppage time given how long this free kick has taken to be set up. So 3 minutes, but I wonder if those 3 minutes are before this particular stoppage. So we'll wait and see. 3 minutes is the minimum. The referee may see it go to 4 or 5. Advice from the sidelines, but stepping up to the plate to try and hit a home run for Zambia. And Mwale is one option, the number 10. Maybe fancies being the hero. Strikes from distance, it's on target. But Fletcher Lowe is not to be beaten again. Caught out like the rest of the defence for Bonafaneseo. Piri's goal that equalised 4 minutes after Letalaku put South Africa ahead early in the match. Senya with the assist for Junior Chipolopolo's equaliser. But since then, neither goalkeeper's really been overworked. A draw would be a fair result. The problem is for Zambia, it's a critical result that will see them go home. Not just under-20 AFCON dreams will be over. A chance to return to the world stage. Ball lifted in. Crime, yes, Tylon. For the big defender's header, but he's going to have to step up again. Does so as the ball is then volleyed well wide. And South Africa are ever closer to the quarterfinals. Well, no news in this case is bad news for Mwanda and Zambia, as it means there's no Tanzanian goal in the Suez Stadium. For Zambia to progress, they need to score, or Tanzania do. Malangu, he's really getting his knees and shoulders into it, and he's really put the spook up in Suku, who plays it out. He says there wasn't communication. Now wearing the captain's armband. They've come out to support their nation. Unfortunately, it looks like being heartbreak. Timba goes long. Levison Banda has to hit forward, but it's a poor kick out. Skipping away is Sabia. Thought about the cross, couple of step overs. Make sure he's still on the ball. I think he's lost his shin pad. He's not going to worry about that as he takes the ball on. Kakana. Are South Africa going to finish with something special? Not so. Sifiso Timba is not too far away with a header early on. That one flies over the bar, but it's not going to matter. It's all finished here. South Africa will finish top of Group A. A point was enough to see them level on points with Sierra Leone. But for Zambia, it is heartbreak. And for those who turned out to support the junior, Chipolo Polo, in the end, it's South Africa who advance as Zambia crash out. Well, in the end, we'll wait for 100% confirmation. But with South Africa, Sierra Leone and Egypt all finishing on 7 points and each having beaten each other, it looks like goal difference will be the reason the Amajita will be hitting top spot. 6 goals scored, 3 against. And after losing their opening match to Egypt, they have fought back valiantly to top the standings. And Azola Maku receiving the man of the match in a battling affair that South Africa have drawn, but ultimately been victorious in top